Okay, we ready? Oops, I'm told not. Now we ready?
Okay.
All right, call the roll, please.
Senator Albritton? Senator Butler? Here. Senator Chastain? Senator Figures? Senator Gavan? Senator Gudger? Senator Hatcher? Senator Hovey? Here. Senator Melson? Here. Senator Roberts? Here. Senator Sessions? Here. Senator Singleton? Senator Smitherman?
Here.
Senator Wagner?
Here.
Senator Allen? Here. Senator Orr?
Here.
11.
All right, we got 11 members present. We do have a quorum, and the clerk called the first bill.
Senate Bill 31 by Senator Wagner.
Senator Wagner.
This is a new Birmingham Southern College bill. As all of you remember, last year we passed a bill and designated the state treasurer as the one to administer the $30 million loan program for Birmingham Southern. Well, he refused, and now we've had another bill to designate the administrator of the Commission on Higher Education as the one to administer this loan program. And basically the bill is the same except who's going to administer the program. So that's a quick and easy description of what the bill does, and there is an amendment at the appropriate time that I will offer.
Okay, there is an amendment that's being passed out. Does everybody have that
Bailey.
amendment?
I don't.
Okay, we'll still pass it around and get, I've got one. What I'd like to do is let the members look at the amendment and maybe go ahead and get the amendment adopted, and then let's talk about the bill if you're okay. So Senator Roberts moves adoption of the amendment, and it's seconded by Senator Smitherman. The amendment seems to say that the bank that's mentioned in this bill is, as far as giving its opinion about the loan, et cetera, cannot be a current creditor of the college. And then the second part of that, line 101, just clarifies the same, that who that bank is on line 101. So it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion on the amendment? All right, clerk, call the roll, please.
Senator Albritton? Senator Butler? Aye. Senator Chastain? Senator Figures? Senator Gavan? Senator Gudger? Senator Hatcher?
Aye.
Senator Hovey? Aye. Senator Melson? Senator Roberts? Senator Sessions? Senator Singleton? Senator Smitherman?
Aye.
Senator Wagner?
Aye.
Senator Allen?
Aye.
Senator Orr?
Aye. 0 nays, the amendment is adopted. Now, let's talk about the bill. I saw a hand up over here. Anyone? Senator Albritton?
I'll be three, because I saw Senator Butler hand.
I did too, but he...
So I'm going to be three among them.
Okay, all right. Senator Albritton, you're up, and then Senator Butler, if you had something, and then Senator Smitherman.
So it appears that we're looking for somebody to loan some money? Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. And it looks like we may be borrowing from, in essence, the ETF?
Commission on Higher Education. He's administering the loan.
He's administering it. Would he have access to the ETF funds as a means of loan?
Yes, we appropriated last year the corpus of this, and then just let me, for members' sake, when we're finished with the discussion, of course, we don't have to finish them, but I do have some. I went through the bill and made some notes I'd like to discuss, and then we'll move on.
My only point in that is that we're using our taxpayer dollars, okay, as a means of affording credit where others have not or would not or have refused. My concern there is whether we're using our taxpayer dollars in a reckless, that's too strong of a term, but in a less financial and secure means. Thank you for that. Yeah. Doctors always have the good words, don't they? Not the medicines, but the words. Anyway, so I'm told we need to talk. Anyway, that's my concern, is if we're stepping into this realm and if this is what we're trying to move into, we need, I think, some barriers or some cautionary measures so that if we do this, when's the next one coming in and how's that going to be done? That's just my thoughts. I just don't like using taxpayer money to fund less credible issues. I'll sit down and shut up.
Did you have Senator Smitherman?
I would just, I'm glad he went first. That kind of altered what I was going to say. I would just say that we established the criteria last year. This criteria was established. After the criteria, the legislature, both houses stated their intent. The governor stated her intent by signing it. Nothing is different, my colleagues, from last year other than who would implement based on the criteria that we did meet them and the process. It's nothing. The capitalization was already looked at. They are over, collateral. They're over collateral 2- and 3-fold as to the loan versus the collateral is there. That's been established. All I'm just saying is that we are just here. I mean, we naturally, it's before all of us, but the reason we are here is because it has not been implemented what the legislature asked to be done. And instead of going through a battle with the entity that's there now, there's no sense in doing that, because what happens is you get lost into what you're trying to do. And let's keep this university from closing. And I can tell you, I met it early this morning at about 7:45 with the president here at another meeting. I went by there because I knew he was there. And he just basically said that, if we don't do this, then they don't have a choice when we get to June, but the school is going to have to shut down permanently. So we are back where we were last time, and this is the last hope to go on and get the procedures changed so the intent that we had last time will be able to be implemented this particular time. But that's the only change. It's just that who will implement it. Nothing different from what you all asked, the way you want it done last time, or anything to my knowledge in that bill. That's one different.
We'll, like I said, we'll go through, and I've circled a few differences, but we'll see if the committee, if that warrants a different outcome. Senator Sessions, you had something? Can you turn on your mic, please, sir?
I guess my question is just kind of just a question. How many students are enrolled in Birmingham Southern?
I think it's around 750, 800 now, current.
It was. I can help you.
Used to be.
It was
over 1,000.
It was between 1,000 and 1,500, and then when the school, I hate to say it this way, but I'm gonna say it took us so long to get to that point where we are now that several students said, we want to look at trying to transfer, because if the school's going to close, we can't get caught out. And so we had a conversation about that now, and those students, many of them want to be back, and he don't know what he can't tell them for certain till we do what we do here, so that it will get back to where it was or higher. But yes. So that's it in us.
Okay. Any other comments, Senator Wagner?
There is several hundred applicants waiting for this to pass to decide if they have a college to go to. But there's a lot of students that have applied that's waiting on this bill to become law where they can go to school. So it's not ready to shut down, okay?
I understand.
If this passes.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, just one comment is, I actually have a family member, a nephew that went through Birmingham Southern, got a good education, went on to law school and got his law degree. So I know it's a good institution, and so he wasn't smart, he became a lawyer. Actually, I think he was too smart, so, but he's a good young man.
You hear that, Mr. Chairman, until they need us.
Well, no doubt about that. Any other comments before I go through? I'd like to walk you all through the bill and that we just look at it in the next couple minutes, and then we'll, if there's no other comment, you can comment afterwards. We'll certainly have the vote. All right, seeing no comments, let's walk through it. Some changes that I want to point out. I'm on line 37. 38 is probably nitpicking, but where it says last year's bill was to ensure the prompt issuance of loans. My recollection was last year we were at least just giving the possibility of a loan. There was no insurance there. We left it up to Treasurer Boozer to set the nitty gritty terms as you would think, but we didn't do it just as a slam dunk automatic loan that we wanted to give. We wanted Treasurer Boozer to consider the repayment and the source of the repayments. Going down to line 48, 49, concerning where it says any doubts concerning the eligibility or ability to repay the loan shall be construed in favor of making such loan under this program. And I would just say that does take away the discretion that would be given. It's going to be an automatic. And so I just, those of course in the findings, not in the actual law. We did amend there on line 78 about the bank. There was some concern that the bank that was chosen, what if that's the current lender to the institution? That gives them kind of what I would say a direct conflict of interest. So that issue has been removed. Turning the page there on lines 92, 93, 94, where you see the redaction, the old law said any institution applying shall provide the information required. That's being taken out to determine the ability to repay. That's been taken out. So now if the state makes a loan but can't get the information it needs to even make a good decision on this. Line 101, we are basically putting some third-party bank in charge as to whether the ability to repay. We don't know who that is other than they're licensed to be a state bank by the Banking Commission. Coming on down to line 104, I asked Mr. Fulford, I said, what's the rate of the state revolving loan fund? And the rate was Mr. Fulford said 2.7% is the current rate. So, I would say less than a market rate, and then of course 20 years is a hefty time. Coming on down to line 109, that redacted part where it said that the state could establish conditions for the loan. That's being taken out, and conditions could be maybe, student enrollment. What's the cost? One of the concerns I had when I think I was reading the Wall Street Journal article is that we had 750 students, but 300 staff. It was about a 2-to-1 ratio, which is certainly high by comparison. Coming on down, the big difference, one of the big differences, line 117.18, where the redacted language, where it says on 117, the state treasurer may award a loan to, now it reads the executive director of the AIC shall award. So the discretion again is removed. line 120, I recall in the ancient days, I used to do loans, and yes, I wish Senator Gavan were here. I know he does a lot of high dollar real estate transactions, but the requirement of 30 days to consummate the loan, get any security that's needed seemed unreasonably short. I did not check that with Senator Gavan, but as far as having to do a loan of this magnitude and having 30 days to scramble around and try to get it done. Coming on down to line 130, where it said just kind of read, let me back up to 128, that includes specific steps the recipient must take to achieve financial soundness and specific benchmarks the recipient intends to receive the loan fund. So you take out must, so there's really no ability to enforce the loan terms. The recipient just needs to intend to hopefully repay. Coming on down, line 137, it does have good language, 137, 138, about breach of contract, but like I said, I think our ability to enforce the contract is, and even set the terms of the contract are very difficult to do. And lastly, members, and this isn't in the bill, my question is, who's next? You know, what institution out there that might be in financial straits so will be next and would, in my opinion, need to be treated similarly. And if this bill passes, you know, we're going to have trouble distinguishing from future colleges that may come in a financial distress situation. So all that to be said,
Mr. Chair.
I do not ever, well, I should say ever, I don't want to stand in the way of Senator Wagner, this institution, my own personal doctor and his wife. You know, they're alums. We all have alums in our districts. We've all been hearing from them. It's an excellent school. We're proud of the school. But the new bill, to me, brings a lot more to the table that gives me pause. I voted for the last bill and thought we had done a good job to cast a lifeline to the institution. It's unfortunate that it didn't work out, and we're back here debating this. But I bring it before the committee. I don't make decisions for this committee. You all have districts, you all have constituents that you need to represent accordingly. Senator Wagner's done a fabulous job as a champion of the institution there in his hometown. So, you know, the committee will vote how you want to vote and then move forward. Senator Smitherman, you're recognized.
I think in the short version, is to starting backwards from what you said going forward, the criteria is set. I mean, if you meet the criteria, collateral, it's just not a grant. You know, everybody got needs, and everybody could use plenty of money. But the criteria is not set that we're giving them money, so we should be giving somebody else money because they need it. The criteria says you got to have collateral. You got to have it certified by the bank. You got to do that. And you got to be finna close. Not you got needs. I bet you every school out there got needs. I know Marval does. I'm on the board. But we ain't getting ready to close. And if we gonna go get the money by this, we gotta have some collateral. So all I was saying is that was to secure that it's not a grant and that we don't have the abilities to be able to get our funds if we need to after it's been certified and everything. So that's my main thing. Nothing has changed about the criteria or anything else. It's simply this. You know, the bottom line question after we talk about all this is whether or not an institution that has double collateral to cover whatever loan that it is, then whether or not we're gonna let it close or we're gonna keep it open. It's just that simple. I mean, that was an intent last time, and because we're revisiting again, your intent, let me back out and say this and almost be too much, Chairman. At some point in time, we have to stay committed. We made a commitment to do what was right and necessary. The simple fact that we could not get it implemented should not alter one bit the commitment after going through the whole process. If that's going to be the case, then that's part of the problem in some other areas that I'm not going. This is not the right forum to talk about. I've been informed that twice the last 2 years that people have given their word, and yet I look up in the same area where they gave the word, we're back having a conversation again. At some point, our word gonna have to mean something in this process, and we don't have any ladies in here now. It's gonna have to. And we can't let something else coming over here change our word as people. When we make a statement and commitment with our votes and with our, as we go forward, that should be our commitment. If it's not, it's gonna make our process so difficult to be able to move the way that it was designed, because we can't be trusted with what we said. Our word means nothing. We've spoken, we've given our word, and all I'm saying is that we should do as we have spoken under the same circumstances. Nothing changed. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Smitherman. And
Mr. Chair.
Senator Wagner and Senator Singleton.
No other comments. I'm ready to make
Senator Singleton had a comment.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. While I understand commitments and people staying committed to, but I will also pause to say this, that I wish that those ears that heard the cry of Birmingham Southern will also hear the cry of other needs. Because when this one came out, people jumped on it, but when I cried out for Stillman, nobody moved. While it may be where we are now, and I can say I'm not going to support it, but I think that when the cry come out for HBCUs or people who are in need, because Stillman was at the brink of closing down, but for a little bit of spark from Senator Bradley Burns, Congressman Bradley Burns, when he was still in Congress, through the HBCU initiative out of Washington, gave them a lift to keep those doors open. And so I appreciate Congressman Burns for doing that under the Trump administration at that time. And so that's the only reason their doors are still open. And I talked to the governor, I talked to Chairman Poole and all, being that he was from Tuscaloosa at the time. We made visits to Washington and all, and nobody here in Montgomery heard that cry to keep, and we could keep the same kind of commitments. And I don't have a problem with these commitments that were made to Birmingham Southern being fulfilled. Birmingham Southern started in Greensboro, Alabama, my hometown. That's where they started before they moved to Birmingham. And so I just want to make sure that the ears that heard this can hear the cry of those other schools that are in need also. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Just, Senators, I heard about collateral. I'm not, I know that the college has pledged its collateral now for the loans that it has in place, and I'm not sure there's a new available, but maybe they take out the loan and get the collateral of the real estate, and then they get into the valuation and appraisals and what, you're in real estate. What one person thinks worth something, somebody else thinks worth different. But here we are. It's been moved by Senator Wagner and seconded by Senator Smitherman. Any other discussion?
If I may, Mr. Chair, I won't take but a minute.
Senator Albritton.
I believe this is the step here, especially as you've gone through this bad policy. I love my guys, love Birmingham Southern, but I just don't think this is the right step for the state.
Okay, clerk, call the roll.
Senator Albritton, Senator Butler, Senator Chastain, Senator Figures, Senator Gavan, Senator Gudger, Senator Hatcher, Senator Hovey, Senator Melson, Senator Roberts, Senator Sessions, Senator Singleton,
Aye.
Senator Smitherman,
Aye.
Senator Wagner,
Aye.
Senator Allen, Senator Orr.
Yeah. Yes, that's what I'm gonna vote for.
11 ayes, 3 nays. The bill is given a favorable report.
Thank you, member.
You know what I'm saying?
Clerk, call the next bill.
Remember me when I cried,
Senate Bill 73 by Senator Williams.
you know?
Senator Williams.
Mr. Chairman,
Senator Smitherman.
You mean when
I move favor report.
Oh, we got an amendment, and I want to hear about this bill, so if you don't mind.
I withhold. I withhold. I withhold until you hear about it, Mr. Chairman.
Still got heartburn. This is heartburn day. I want to hear more about this.
If that's the case, bring me some Tums about 3 o'clock.
Okay. Senator Williams, you're recognized.
Yes, can I go ahead and put the amendment on it to start with?
Okay, you should, I don't know if, wait, here they are. You don't have one, so let us,
I move favorable on the amendment.
okay, let's see can we explain the
Second.
amendment before we get a motion?
Need this.
I think Senator Sessions was going to offer the amendment, is that right? Okay, so let's, he's going to be moved and seconded. It's going to be moved by Sessions and seconded by Senator Allen. Tell us about your amendment, Senator Sessions. Can you turn your microphone on, please?
Basically, it treats us as all the other ag exemptions that we have, seed, fertilizer, and that type thing. It puts the fencing in line with it. Because I think actually when the exemption was given years ago, this was just an oversight. So that's what the amendment does.
Okay.
All for that.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Any questions, comments on the amendment?
Comment on the matter?
Senator Albrecht.
Thank you. This affidavit requires this amendment requires an affidavit confirming the purchase material is strictly for agricultural. That's from the purchaser, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So let me question. So I got to go to my co-op and get them to give me an affidavit that I bought this fencing for agricultural purposes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to be willing to sign the affidavit that it's for agriculture purposes.
Who's going to notarize
Not
that?
for political signs.
I got you. Slip high fence.
I want to, it's time, sometimes it's time to speak or not be heard. So you got the motion and you got the second.
Right, we're on the amendment.
For adoption, a favorable report with previous role.
Okay, well, we got to get the amendment on there, so, and we got to hear from the sponsor.
You don't have to.
I want to hear from the sponsor. Let's get a new roll on the amendment.
I like the previous. They gonna vote no
Senator
anyway,
Albrecht?
something about this. No. They know.
Senator Butler. Senator Chastain. Senator Figures. Senator Gavan. Senator Gudger. Senator Hatcher. Senator Hovey. Senator Melson. Senator Roberts.
Aye.
Senator Sessions. Senator Singleton. Senator Smitherman.
Aye.
Senator Wagner. Senator Allen. Senator Orr.
13 ayes, 1 nay. The amendment is adopted. Senator Williams, tell us about your amended bill, please, sir.
Okay, to start with, I just want to start with Mississippi, Florida, Georgia, and Tennessee all have exemptions to this. It exempts fence posts, T-posts, wood posts, barbed wire, net wire, smooth wire, standard gates, not fancy gates or anything else built, just a standard gate. This bill is needed for our young farmers most. They're going into the cattle business or trying to. They're already leasing land and stuff, and it's unfenced, and it would help them a whole lot. Second, it helps everybody when a hurricane comes through. Our fences get tore down terribly through the woods and all, so we have to redo our fences and stuff. As rising cost has been in our products and all, it's just a bill that is very much needed. And that's what it does.
Very much needed. Any questions on the legislation?
I'm just ready to move anytime. Recognize.
You ready on the trigger, aren't
I'm
you?
ready on the trigger, baby. This is
All
time.
right, Senator Gavan.
I will, when we get to the floor, would like to put an amendment on there that says we're not doing game fences to keep the deer in, because that's a big problem for me.
And for me too, this is just for agriculture, not that. But on the second thing, you know, when we're fencing off these cow pastures and all, we're also fencing out the feral hogs if we use net wire and all, and that's very important. I mean, I have several.
But they can't jump a 8-foot fence. They can't jump a 6-foot fence, so.
No, I agree.
Gotta have that good wire. They'll make a hole through it and be gone. Be dragging out your meat.
Okay, Senator, you and I have talked. The chair doesn't, to me, this is just a slippery slope, and we're sliding. And so, where does it end? I get the agricultural inputs that our friends in agriculture have already exempted from taxation. This seems like a bridge too far, but you and I talked. We're going to put it on here anyway, see what the pleasure of the committee is. And this time, Senator Smitherman moves favorable, and it's seconded by Senator Roberts. And call the roll, please.
Senator Albritton? Senator Butler? Senator Chastain? Senator Figures? Senator Gavan? Senator Gudger? Senator Hatcher?
Aye.
Senator Hovey? Senator Melson? Senator Roberts? Senator Sessions? Senator Singleton? Senator Smitherman?
Aye.
Senator Wagner? Senator Allen? Senator Orr?
No. Ten ayes, 4 nays. The bill is given a favorable report.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Chairman, before Senator Hatcher leaves, Lord knows I wish I could pull off that hat.
It's nice.
We can try it.
I like it.
Yes, good Lord.
Thank you.
All right, clerk, call the next bill.
Senate Bill 32 by Senator Barfoot.
Senator Barfoot.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. SB 32, the existing law allows a victim of a crime who is ordered by a court to have restitution paid to him or her by a defendant who is responsible for that restitution to access any funds, retirements through the teacher's retirement or employee retirement system. This would simply strike a provision in there requiring, let me get to it, I apologize, that
I ain't seen nothing. Mr. Chairman, where the bill? I ain't the only one. No, we ain't gonna have that bill. I don't even have the agenda.
Oh, I got it. It's behind the Williams bill in mine. I don't know about you. Do you all, the Williams bill that we just voted on,
73.
it's connected, it's stapled to that. So,
Oh, it's stapled to it.
yep. Oh, we're trying to be tricky on you, Senator.
No, we know better than that. We know you didn't do that.
So it's behind there. If you can dig around, you'll find it behind the Williams.
I'm digging right now.
Okay. I'm sorry, Senator Barfoot. You want to take it back from the top?
Sure.
Please, sir.
So current law allows a victim of a crime who's ordered restitution be paid to them by a court to have access to any ERS or TRS retirement or annuity funds under certain conditions. Those conditions currently are that the amount of restitution ordered is greater than $1,000, and that the person is subject to the order is a retiree or beneficiary who is currently receiving benefits from the TRS or ERS. The third element in existing law is that the case would have to have been assigned to the District Attorney's Restitution Recovery Division. This simply strikes that portion. Let me tell you why that is because in order for a case or restitution, when somebody has been ordered by a court to pay that amount, in order for the DA's Association to have it assigned to that restitution recovery, that individual, that defendant that has been convicted in order to pay restitution would have to be at least 90 days behind. Sometimes it happens that, those amounts are behind, but not 90 days. And so you've got victims that are not receiving the restitution that have been ordered because the folks have been able to kind of game that system. And there was this bill was Representative Keel
and we weren't able to get it on the agenda last year, but there was an individual that had been convicted, I believe was a teacher in his district, and restitution, some form or amount above $1,000 was ordered, and that victim was not able to get that restitution because this individual continued to be less than 90 days, but right up against that 90-day period behind, so.
Senator Smitherman.
I want to tell you, I understand what you're trying to do. You know, as a lawyer, I've been in a few situations just like what you were saying there. And really it puts, let me put it like this. You got that money out there, person know they got that judgment out there. You can lay around, let them days go like that. They're going to spend it, hide it, move it, and everywhere else. And then they got to pay costs to try to now trace it and find it and subpoena it and hearings and everything. If you leave the judge to discretion, that judge has heard that whole trial, that judge knows that that person got that money over there. Sometimes that money is even tied up in the forfeiture, for that matter, and the judge has control of that too. So I think that when you keep it in the court's realm, that then the person that's supposed to get the restitution will have a better opportunity to get that restitution. Now, that's why I think that it's what you're trying to do is real good, because it keeps a barrier unintended. Remember I said about my plane? This is one of those unintended things that we didn't mean to, I don't think we meant to happen to people, that somebody could hide behind the process, delay it, and keep putting it off until a point where it's just a you know what I'm talking about, declaratory judgment. And people don't understand that you get a judgment, but you can't collect nothing.
Just a piece of paper.
That's a piece of paper.
We had this conversation last week about a different topic that.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say that to you, that I think it's a bill.
All right, Senator Hatcher.
Just a quick question. How are the DA's position on this? Do they support the removal?
I will not say they support it. I have had a conversation, had no opposition from them, but I called them to verify that 90-day period was the holdup and why that wasn't being collected, and understand that in order for them to engage, that 90-day period would have to run. So I certainly know of no opposition from them.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, so moved.
Okay, Senator Hatcher moves favorable, second by Senator Smitherman. Any other discussion? All right, to save time, we got another committee behind us. Is there any objection to a unanimous roll on this bill? Senator Singleton wants to be a no. Anybody else? Okay, thank you, Senator.
Thank you.
All right, the bill is given a favorable report. All right, clerk, call the next bill.
Senate Bill 151 by Senator Orr.
Members, this is a bill to just make sure that with state deposits or contracts funded totally by the state, that we just do what's in the best interest of the state. If it's a contract and if it's an account or an investment account, and I've worked with RSA on that, that we just focus on what's in the best interest of the beneficiaries in that case, and that we don't get sidetracked in political agendas. And I think our current teams are doing a good job on this, but I fear in future years that may not be so. So we need to make sure we get the best deal for the state and on the contracts, and then on the deposits or investments, we get the best return for our beneficiaries and for the state, and keep the rest out of it.
Mr. Chairman, I move favorable.
All right, so it's been moved by Mr. Roberts and seconded by Mr. Sessions. Senator Smitherman.
I have a question and a comment. What is the ESG?
Environmental Social Governments, and we passed a bill.
What is that?
On, well, companies get a rating score, and I think it was started, I think, by the World Economic Forum, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, companies are graded on their ESG scores. And then
what is that, though? I still don't know what the ESG.
Well, there are definitions there. The environmental energy efficiency, carbon footprint, greenhouse gas emissions, waste management, water usage. the corporate boards regarding their composition, structure, strategics to sustainability, compliance, political contributions, lobbying, tax transparency, all that. But
We gonna look at, I'm asking, because I know you said about the time, so don't, so what we saying, we gonna, look at all those factors, and if they grade good in them factors, then they can get it. Not at whether they the highest bid, the lowest bid, or whatever. We just gonna look at those factors.
no. It's saying don't look at those factors.
What is it saying look at then?
In the deposit, what bank do we bank with? They could have ESG. It doesn't matter. I mean,
I'm not no way about it. I just want to know what
they
we're
get score high on their score. We just care about what interest rate or what return we're going to get for our deposits. And if it's investing, we don't care about all the other. We just care about making the best investment for our beneficiaries, which would our retirees or anybody participating in the plan.
What I'd like to know what criteria we gonna look at to do what you just said. Now, I ain't not talking about this ESG based on that.
The money.
I know the end result we want to do.
The money, but also, you would think.
I'm talking about the criteria, the steps. Let me just tell you what.
I'm not going to get into telling them the criteria.
Well, let me just tell you like this, what I'm getting at. And it go back to what I said earlier. I would ask the people, I guess from fiscal office, whoever it is that helped put this together, to give a breakdown of the impact that this is going to have on the opportunities in the market for everybody to get a chance to get this business. Every time I look up, we put burdens on limiting and blocking folks out. And most of the folks blocked out look like me. I'm just telling, being honest with y'all. We do it there yesterday. We had 101, the Bill 101 yesterday. And some little group tried to throw in an amendment that's going to tell you that a person who hooking up 4 wires, because I stand outside my house and watch the air conditioning man. They got to be a certified electrician. Be for real. A certified electrician to hook up 4 wires. So anybody who been certified by those people, gone through the certification, they now got to do an addition to go back to electrical school. You just blocking out people. And I'm worried about this. I want y'all to know I'm worried about whether it's our intent or whether it's these folks, we bringing it for intent to make a closed society in these arenas. And it's happening. And so I'm here to check every last one of them out. I'm going to do that, y'all, I'm telling you. Because that's what's going on. So that's what my concern is right here. So I'm asking them, I want a breakdown of what's required, and then I can my own self have enough sense to make a determination whether somebody is trying to cut folks out of opportunities to do it. Thank you.
Okay. I would just, I'll read this quickly for you, Senator. I'm down on line 187, and basically it says, RSA shall discharge their duties solely in the interest of their members and beneficiaries for the exclusive purpose of providing benefits for their members. They can consider the well-being of the state of Alabama, but not subordinate their interests to members and beneficiaries, and not sacrifice investment returns or take additional investment risk to promote any non-pecuniary or non-monetary risk or factor, excuse me. All right, it's been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? Call the roll, please.
Senator Albritton? Senator Butler? Senator Chastain? Senator Figures? Senator Gavan? Senator Gudger? Senator Hatcher? Senator Hovey? Senator Melson? Senator Roberts? Senator Sessions? Senator Singleton? Senator Smitherman?
Aye.
Senator Wagner? Senator Allen? Senator Orr?
Aye.
14.
All right, 14 ayes, 0 nays. Bill is given a favorable report. Call the last bill, please.
Senate Bill 56 by Senator Orr.
All right, this is a bill, I know you guys read the news regularly, and when you see teachers and students with their relationships, et cetera, this would just say the teacher will automatically forfeit, or it could be a staff worker, a lunchroom worker, whomever, will automatically forfeit the state's contribution to their retirement. Not their personal contributions, but the state contribution to their retirement if they're convicted.
Move for favorable.
All right. Moved by Senator Chastain, second by Senator Gavan. Senator Smitherman.
Are we sure that a accumulated, already benefiting right, that we can go back ex post facto and take it back from somebody? I realize that at the point of the charging, that we can do what we got to do at that point, and anything there further, that we got a right to do that. But I think that you're violating their individual rights by going back on something that they have already accumulated under whatever the criteria that you have established, and said now they're gonna have to forfeit that. I'm just telling you all.
I appreciate that. I will check on, I wasn't tapped on the shoulder by RSA after filing this, but I'll let them tap away if that's an issue. And I know we have currently in the law, a provision that lets the DA, it can be a means of the DA and negotiation or something when it comes to sentencing and the penalties, but this would just make it automatic as far as the state's portion, but there may be some, okay, Miss Scott is shaking her head, or I don't want to put you on the spot. Do you have a comment on this or no? Right, but is it automatic? If the bill were to pass, is that a problem, the retroactivity that Senator Smitherman brings up? We had talked about that. Okay, we need some language.
And we have some.
Okay, all right.
So just to address that fact, to make it clear.
Okay, we'll do that. It's been moved. Good point, Senator Smitherman. Thank you. Moved and seconded, and we'll get RSA's language. Any objection to the previous roll? 14 ayes, 0 nays. The bill is given favorable report. Thank you very much. We are adjourned.